Imagine waking up tomorrow morning, reaching for your phone, and seeing a message that changes everything. An email from your employer. Calm, short, professional. It says your position has been eliminated due to automation. No warning, no transition plan. Just a polite goodbye and a final paycheck. It sounds dramatic, maybe even exaggerated. But is it really, or is this already happening quietly around us? Artificial intelligence is no longer a futuristic idea from movies. It is here, and it is moving fast. Much faster than most people expected. Systems that can write, analyze, design, translate, calculate, and even code are improving every month. Tasks that once required teams of trained professionals can now be handled by software in seconds. The question is not whether AI will affect the job market. The real question is how deeply and how soon. Have you ever stopped to think about how secure your job truly is? Take administrative assistants, for example. For decades, businesses relied on them to manage schedules, organize meetings, respond to emails, prepare documents, and handle invoices. These tasks are important, but they are also structured and repetitive. Today, AI tools can draft professional emails instantly. They can organize calendars, schedule meetings automatically by checking availability, summarize long documents, and even sort data without supervision. What once required multiple employees can now be done by one person equipped with the right software. Companies looking to reduce costs and increase efficiency are paying attention. The role may not disappear entirely, but it is certainly shrinking. If much of the daily workload can be automated, how many assistants will companies really need in the future? Customer service is another area changing rapidly. The last time you contacted a company for help, did you speak to a human immediately? Or did you first interact with a chatbot? Modern AI-powered systems can handle a huge percentage of customer questions. They can track orders, process refunds, reset passwords, and answer common concerns instantly. They work around the clock and can manage thousands of conversations at once. What makes this shift even more powerful is that many customers can barely tell whether they are chatting with a person or a machine. Businesses see this as a major advantage. Fewer salaries to pay, faster responses, and consistent service. Human agents are still needed for complicated or emotional situations, but large call centers are gradually becoming smaller. If a machine can solve most issues in seconds, will companies continue to maintain massive human teams? Then there is data entry, one of the most vulnerable roles of all. Data entry professionals spend their time transferring information from one place to another. They read forms, review documents, and input details into systems. But AI can now scan documents, read PDFs, extract relevant information, and automatically update databases. What once took hours of focused typing can be completed almost instantly. Machines do not get tired or bored. They do not make mistakes because they are distracted. For organizations, this means greater accuracy and speed. For workers whose main responsibility is repetitive data handling, this creates serious uncertainty. If your job mainly involves moving information, how long before automation fully replaces that function? The world of writing is also changing. Basic copywriting, such as product descriptions, simple blog posts, and standard advertising text, can now be generated by AI in minutes. Marketing agencies and online businesses are increasingly using AI tools to produce large amounts of content quickly. This does not mean that writing as a profession will vanish. High-level storytelling, deep brand strategy, and emotional persuasion still require human insight. But entry-level writing tasks are becoming automated. Companies that once hired junior writers to create routine content can now rely on software to produce a first draft instantly. The writers who remain valuable will be those who bring creativity, originality, and a deep understanding of human behavior. If a machine can generate clear and structured text on demand, what makes a human writer stand out? Programming, once considered one of the safest career paths, is also being reshaped. AI systems can now write code based on simple instructions. They can detect errors, suggest improvements, and even build basic applications. Experienced developers are using these tools to work faster and more efficiently. However, this shift creates challenges for junior programmers. Many entry-level tasks involve writing simple code, fixing small bugs, or performing routine updates. If AI can handle these tasks in seconds, the demand for beginners may decrease. This does not mean software development will disappear. On the contrary, technology will continue to grow, but the expectations for programmers are rising. Those who can think strategically, design complex systems, and solve advanced problems will remain essential. The real question is whether basic coding skills alone will be enough in the future. Language translation is another field experiencing rapid change. Real-time translation tools are becoming more accurate every year. They can translate text, speech, and even live conversations almost instantly. International companies no longer need massive translation departments for everyday communication. They can rely on AI systems to handle routine tasks. Human translators are still crucial for sensitive documents, legal materials, literature, and culturally nuanced content. However, the volume of standard translation work is decreasing. If software can convert thousands of pages into multiple languages in minutes, how will traditional translation roles evolve? Graphic design, especially at a basic level, is facing similar pressure. AI tools can generate logos, social media posts, advertisements, and thumbnails almost instantly. By typing a simple description, users can receive dozens or even hundreds of design variations. For small businesses and individuals, this reduces the need to hire freelancers for simple projects. Designers who rely on templates and repetitive work may find fewer opportunities. Yet, creativity itself is not disappearing. Designers who understand branding, storytelling, and emotional connection still bring value that goes beyond visuals. The future of design may belong to those who combine creativity with strategic thinking. If AI can produce endless design options, what will make a designer truly unique? Recruitment is also being transformed. When you apply for a job, your resume often passes through automated systems before a human ever sees it. AI can scan applications, analyze qualifications, and rank candidates quickly. Companies use these tools to save time and identify patterns that predict success. Human recruiters still conduct interviews and make final decisions, but the early screening stages are increasingly automated. This raises an interesting question. If algorithms decide which candidates move forward, how does that change the hiring process? And what happens to professionals whose main responsibility was reviewing resumes? Accounting, particularly routine accounting, is another area affected by automation. Modern software can process invoices, categorize expenses, calculate taxes, and generate financial reports automatically. Businesses benefit from increased accuracy and reduced human error. Accountants who focus on repetitive tasks may see their responsibilities shrink. However, financial strategy, complex advisory services, and long-term planning still require human judgment. The role of the accountant is shifting from number processing to strategic guidance. Will professionals adapt to become advisors, or will they be replaced by smarter systems? Finally, consider transportation. Self-driving technology continues to advance. Autonomous vehicles are being tested and improved every year. Companies are investing heavily in this technology, seeing it as the future of logistics and delivery. While fully driverless roads may not arrive tomorrow, the possibility within the next decade or two is real. Imagine fleets of trucks operating without rest, taxis navigating cities without drivers, and delivery vehicles working around the clock. For millions of drivers, this represents a significant potential change. How will society handle such a transformation? All of this can sound unsettling. It may even feel overwhelming. But history shows that technological revolutions do not simply destroy jobs. They change them. When machines replaced manual labor in factories, new industries emerged. When computers entered offices, they created entirely new career paths. The difference today is the speed of change. AI evolves rapidly, and adaptation must happen just as quickly. So perhaps the better question is not whether AI will replace jobs, but how individuals can remain valuable in an automated world. Skills such as creativity, emotional intelligence, leadership, complex problem-solving, and adaptability are becoming more important